right, good morning everyone. I'm Annabelle and we're going to start our first workout of our 10-week Tour de Victoria series here. So we're going to get started in just a couple minutes. If you're already on your bikes, find a nice easy gear, get going in your preferred cadence, somewhere in that 90 to 100 range. Keeping the gear pretty nice and light, we just want to get the legs moving here. It's been a good couple days of Olympics viewing with all the bike racing, the women's and men, mountain and road. I felt so bad. I don't know if anyone watched the men's mountain bike race. Mathieu van der Poel, who had the yellow jersey for like 5 days early in the tour and then dropped out to prepare for the Olympics cross-country mountain biking. When he pre-rode the course, there was this big rock drop that had a wooden ramp on it, and somehow he didn't know that that ramp was being taken out for the actual race. And so during the race, he went over the rock as if there was a ramp on the other side, and it was like a 5-foot drop, and he crashed out pretty hard. Luckily, he's okay. Apparently, he got x-rays of just about everything, and nothing's broken, but not what you want to see happen. He was medal hopeful and everything, so bit of a bummer for him. All right, we'll give it about 2 more minutes here before we get started on our warm-up. Oh, it's so nice having people back in studio. This is my first class back since like March, a year and a half ago, with people here. It's nice. I'd gotten used to these mornings being just me and Tracy and the video camera. It's a bit more fun this way. All right. So we're going to start in your choice cadence with our warm-up. We're going to go to 60%. Settle into that gear. We're going to spend about a minute at 60%. We'll pick up the cadence, bring it back down, repeat that a couple times at different cadences. So for now, go ahead and find your choice comfortable cadence. I'll be riding around 90 RPM. And get that gear to 60%. All right, starting that warm-up in 15 seconds. Your choice cadence, 60%. There we go. So this first minute, just focusing on sitting up nice and tall, keeping your cadence nice and consistent, whatever number you choose. For the next 45 seconds, focus on staying right there. So in 20 seconds, we're just going to pick up that cadence about 5 to 10 RPM. Just a little acceleration. That's coming up in 10 seconds. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Little acceleration here. 5 to 10 RPM. Picking it up. All right, back to your choice cadence in 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds to go here. And then we're all going to find 80 RPM, keeping the gear at 60%. All right, so in 10 seconds, we're going to find 80 RPM, 60%. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Slow the legs to 80. Probably going to need to add in a couple gears here to keep that effort right around 60%. Once you find 80, lock it in, nice and steady. Just under 30 seconds until we accelerate. All right, in 10 seconds, picking up that cadence, 5 to 10 RPM. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1, 75 to 80. Little acceleration here. Think about sitting up tall, engaging your core when we accelerate. All right, back to 80 RPM. Twenty more seconds here. And then we're going to find 70 RPM. Again, 60%. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Find 70 RPM. Again at 60%. Probably going to need to add in a couple gears as you slow the legs. In 15 seconds, we've got that acceleration coming. All right, picking it up, 5 to 10 RPM in 3, 2, 1. You should be somewhere between 75 to 80 RPM now. All right, slow the legs back down now. Find 70 RPM. In 10 seconds, we're coming up out of the saddle. Quick standing piece here. In 3, 2, 1, up out of the saddle. Engaging your core here, nice and light on the handlebars. 3, 2, 1, sitting back down. Back it off, find a nice easy gear. Spin the legs back up, 90 RPM or so. All right, we'll take about a minute here. Grab a sip of water. We're just gonna get into a couple quick standing and seated. So we'll start with 15 seconds standing, 15 seconds seated, 20 standing, 20 seated, 30 and 45. And then we'll get into a little cadence ramp to finish off the warm-up. So just find your choice cadence for these ones. You want enough gear that you're standing comfortably, but not too much that you're grinding at like 50 RPM when you're seated. So getting ready to come up out of the saddle here in 3, 2, 1. Standing nice and light. Make sure you're in control of the pedals all the way around. And back to seated. 15 seconds, and then we'll stand again. Your choice cadence when you're seated. All right, coming back up in 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds this time, up out of the saddle. Back down. Again, 20 seconds at your choice cadence. All right, this one's 30 seconds long. Up out of the saddle, let's go. Keeping your hips back over the pedals. We're nice and light on the handlebars. Your wrist shouldn't be bearing a lot of weight here. That's it, 5 more seconds. And back to seated. All right, we got one more of those left. 45 seconds. All right, going in 5 seconds, 45 seconds standing. Here we go, up out of the saddle. Keeping those hips back. Weight stays over the pedals. Hands and wrists, nice and relaxed. That's it. Ten seconds to go. Keep your form right to the end. Three, 2, 1. Back into the saddle. All right. So we're just going to finish off the warm-up with a little bit of a cadence ramp here. We'll take about a minute before we get started. We're just going to find an easy gear, somewhere around 50%. We'll be starting at 100 RPM, 30 seconds, building it up to 115, and then we'll come back down, and that'll be the end of our warm-up. So we'll get going in 30 seconds at 50%, 100 RPM. All right, 10 seconds to go. Start to find that gear, 50%. Building up your cadence. 100 RPM in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So once you find 100, try to make sure your core is engaged. You're sitting up tall with your shoulders dropped away from the ears. Remember, the cadence is going to go up from here. So try to be as comfortable as you can at each step. In 5 seconds, we're going to 105. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1, find 105. Again, finding that number, lock it in right away. In 10 seconds, we're going to 110. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, 110 RPM, pick it up. Engage your core, no bouncing as the cadence comes up. Keeping it nice and steady, that's it. In 10 seconds, we're going to 115. That's going to be the top of this pyramid. Here we go, 3, 2, 115, up, up. Last one here. In 15 seconds, we're going back to 110. We're going to work our way back down this pyramid. All right, 110, meet me there. Little adjustment. And in 5 seconds, we're going to 105. 3, 2, 105. Should be feeling a little bit more comfortable than it was on the way up. All right, and into our last 30 seconds. Go ahead and find 100 RPM. 30 seconds to go here, nice and steady, 100. That's it. Three, 2, 1, back it off, nice and easy. Easy gear, your choice cadence. We're just going to take a couple minutes to go through the workout and then we're going to get started. All right. So we're going to start, we've got kind of 2 main pieces to the workout this morning. We're starting with 4 by 2 minutes. We're going to start with that first one at 90 RPM. As we go through, the cadence is going to come down a little bit, about 10 RPM on each one, and the effort's going to come up a little bit. So I know we wrote 2 minutes at 85 for all 4 of them, but we're going to bring it up about 5 to 10 watts on each one, so that last one will be finishing about 85% plus 20 at 60 RPM. We'll take a break after those. Those ones all have 2-minute recovery in between them. After we've done 4, we're going to take a full kind of 4 to 5 minute recovery, get into the second part of the workout. The second part, we're simulating a bit of hill climbing here from the Tour de Victoria course. So we're going to start, it's essentially 2 by 4 minutes, but our second 4 minutes is going to be broken up a little bit as the gradient changes on that hill. You're going to get a bit steeper, cadence will come down, effort will come back up a little bit, and then as we get towards the top, we're getting onto a false flat, so we'll be picking up that cadence for a little bit of a burst over the top of the hill. And then after that, you'll get about a 3-minute recovery And we're gonna finish the morning with just a couple sprints right up at your MAP. Depending on our time, we'll see how many of those we get through. They won't be long, thinking about 4 or 5 20-second sprints to finish off the day. I know if you're at home or on YouTube, you can't ask questions, but those of you in studio, all good? Questions? All right. So we'll get started in about a minute here with that first 2 minutes at 85%, 90 RPM. I know if we post on YouTube, if we have music, it gets taken down. So unfortunately, when we're videoing, it's, you're welcome. If you have AirPods or something, you could do an AirPod with music in one ear and Annabelle on the other ear. All right, we're gonna start in 10 seconds here, 85%, 90 RPM. Find it, here we go, in 3, 2, 1, we're on. Pick up that effort, settle into it, 90 RPM. That's your first 30 seconds down, just like that. So these first pieces, only 2 minutes long, really gonna focus on holding that number all the way through. That's it. Approaching the halfway point, 60 seconds down, 60 to go. Hang on to that number. The first one, always the worst. It gets better from here. That's it, 30 seconds to go. Stay in it here right to the end. That's it. Last 10 seconds. Little push here, keeping it steady, 90 RPM to the finish. All the way, come on. 3, 2, 1, back it off, good work. All right. I always find the first time that effort comes up anywhere around 85%, it hurts no matter what. Doesn't matter how good your warm-up was. So we're on 2 minute easy recovery between each. Find an easy gear. If you can, keep the legs spinning somewhere around 90 to 100 RPM. You'll probably feel better for it by the last ones. So our next piece, we're dropping the cadence to 80 RPM, and we're gonna take that effort 85% plus 10 to 20 watts. So just a little bit higher than we were on that first one, but the cadence is coming down to 80. And you've got 60 seconds to go. All right, get some water in if you need it. Second piece coming up in 30 seconds. 80 RPM for this one. So you can go ahead and start slowing the legs. We've got about 15 seconds to start. Let's find 80 RPM. And we're going to 85% plus 10 to 20 watts. In 5 seconds, we're on. Start adding in those gears. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 80 RPM, 85% plus 10 to 20. Just a little bit higher than we were on that first one. Getting into more of a climbing cadence here. Again, finding that cadence, locking it in, and focusing on your effort. 30 seconds down. 90 to go. All right, just over the 1 minute mark here. Less than 60 seconds to go. Give the elbows a little wiggle. Make sure your upper body is staying relaxed. At these low cadences, I find it's really easy to grip the bars, bring my shoulders up to about here, and just work. But we're gonna focus on keeping that relaxed. Your core is engaged. Your shoulders and your arms are soft. Last 30 seconds here. That's it. Staying with me all the way to the end. Last 10 seconds. Come on. All the way there. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Back it off. Nice and easy. Good work. Two down. Again, on the recovery here, easy gear, spinning the legs up if you can, 90 to 100 RPM. Try and flush out that lactate. Our next one, we're dropping the cadence down to 70 RPM. We're gonna keep the effort at that 85% plus 10 to 20. So same effort on this one. Cadence comes down a little bit more. Getting onto a bit of a steeper climb here. I can't see 2-minute pieces without laughing because I had a rowing coach in high school who just was obsessed with 2-minute pieces in workouts because he'd always look at us and just be like, you can do anything for 2 minutes and you're not gonna hate me too much the next day. If I give you a bunch of 20-minute pieces, you're gonna hate me. 2-minute pieces, you'll do it, it'll suck, and then you'll forget about it. So we got 2 more of these to go, and I know no one's gonna hate me, so good stuff. All right, starting in 30 seconds, 70 RPM, 85% plus 10 to 20. We're 20 seconds out now. You can start slowing the legs, getting that cadence around 70 RPM, and we're going in 10 seconds. All right, 5 seconds out, let's start adding in those gears. 85% plus 10 to 20, 70 RPM, we're on, here we go. Get into it right away. Find that nice steady cadence. Thinking about nice smooth pedal strokes at this cadence. Focusing on scraping your feet through the bottom of the pedal stroke, like you've got a piece of gum or something on the bottom of your shoe, scraping it through the bottom, and then driving that knee up. All right, coming up to the 1 minute mark here. That's it. Less than 60 seconds to go in this piece. Good work, Elaine, Kira. I see you working on the Zoom. Awesome job. 40 seconds to go in this piece. Nice and quiet through the upper body into this last 30 seconds of it here. Seconds to go. Hang on to that number right to the end. Here we go. Push, push, push all the way there. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Back it off. Awesome job. All right. One more of those to go. Make sure you're getting water in between these pieces here. We've got one more, and then we're taking a full 4-minute recovery. So give me 2 more minutes, and then we can all breathe. Last one coming up. We're picking up that effort just a little bit more. We're going to 85% plus 20 to 30 watts. At 60 RPM. So really getting into those climbing gears, 60 RPM. "45 seconds to go. All right, we're going in 30 seconds. You can start to bring your cadence slowly down towards 60 RPM when you're ready. And we're going to find 85% plus 20 to 30 watts in 15 seconds. All right, we are 10 seconds out. Slow the legs, start to find 60 RPM, and let's start adding in those gears. Here we go, coming on in 3, 2, 1. 85% plus 20 to 30. Nice and steady at 60 RPM. Grinding away, steep hill here. Find that gear, lock it in. You're gonna stay right there for the next 90 seconds. 90 seconds to go. Really engage your core, and remember that smooth pedal stroke as the cadence comes down. "60 seconds done, 60 to go. All right, last 30 seconds here, 30 seconds to go. You've got a full recovery coming after this. Push it all the way to the end. That's it, awesome work. 15 seconds to the end. Stay with it here. That's it. Three, two, one, back it off. Awesome job. All right, nice and easy here. Full recovery. So you've got 4 minutes. Make sure you get some water in. Again, spinning the legs, a little bit of a higher cadence will help you flush things out here. So we're gonna get into the second part of our workout. It's essentially 2 by 4 minutes. Our first 4 minutes are gonna be a straight 75% at 80 RPM. If you know how you normally climb and you have a preferred climbing cadence, you can go ahead and do these first 4 minutes at your climbing cadence. I tend to climb around 75 RPM. I like my slower leg speeds, but anywhere in that range, your preferred climbing RPM is fine. Otherwise, 80, and we're just gonna keep it nice and steady, 75% for 4 minutes. After that, we'll have 2 minutes, bringing it down to 50%, picking the cadence up to around 90, 100 RPM. And then we're gonna get into our second little hill. We'll be starting 30 seconds at that 75%. The next 2.5 minutes, we'll build it up closer to an 80. And then we're gonna go towards 85%. And the last 60 seconds or so, we're getting onto that false flat. It's gonna be up above 85%, cadence 90-ish as we come over the top of the hill. So I'll talk you through that as we go. I know I just threw a lot of numbers at you. The first one, all you have to know, 4 minutes, 75%, 80 RPM. And you've still got 2 more minutes on this recovery. Any questions? All right. Seconds to go. All right, 60 seconds. Get a last sip of water in if you need it here. We're getting into a good, steady climbing pace here. Start to work through a couple of these hills that you'll find on the Victoria course. So in 30 seconds, we're on 80 RPM, 75%. "15 seconds out, start to find that cadence. And 5 seconds to go. Let's start adding in those gears. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. 80 RPM, 75%. All right, we're gonna settle into this effort a little bit longer than those first ones. So you really wanna focus on your technique. It's gonna give you the ability to hang on maintain that effort for the longer period of time. First 30 seconds down, just like that. Nice and steady. You're in control of this one. We're working through this hill, one pedal stroke at a time, sitting up nice and tall, keeping our chests open. That's it, good adjustments. 60 seconds down, 3 minutes to go. All right, we're just about to come up to the halfway point now. Now's a good time to give those elbows a little wiggle. Make sure your shoulders and arms are relaxed. That's it. Over halfway now, less than 2 minutes to go. 2 more minutes right here. Stay in that effort, locked in. Climbing away here, one stroke at a time, really nice and consistent. These long rides are always about consistency. It's not going to be won by the best 30 seconds in the middle. It's about maintaining your effort, holding it all the way through the end. All right, we are into our final minute here, 60 seconds to go. Pushing for that same number that you started. First 60 seconds with, we want to be right there all the way through the end. Hang on to that 75%. All the way here, just over 30 seconds to go. We're going to come up over the top of the hill and get onto a bit of a flat. So we're going to 50% in 15 seconds. Hang on to the end of this piece. And then we're going to find 50% at 100 RPM. That's in 10 seconds. You are almost there. Let's go. All the way through to the end. 3, 2, 1. Find 50% and bring that cadence up. We're going right to 100 RPM, getting on a little bit of a flat, slightly downhill here. Make sure you're keeping that effort up at 50%. We're not all the way off here. We're attacking these climbs together. So we've got 90 more seconds, and then we're getting back up on that hill. Your first 30 seconds, 75%, 90 to 100 RPM. All right, one more minute here at 50%. Now is a good time to grab some water before this hill starts getting steep again. All right, in just over 30 seconds, we're going to start attacking the second part of this climb. We're going to 75%, keeping that cadence 90 to 100. All right, cadence should be right about where we want to hold it. And in 10 seconds, find 75%. That's it in 3, 2, 1. Cadence stays between 90 and 100. We are at 75% here. Getting ready to hit this next section of hill. All right, in 10 seconds, hill's getting a bit steeper. We're going to 80 RPM and building up to 80%. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Find 80 RPM as the hill gets steeper. Cadence comes down. The next 2.5 minutes, 80 RPM, 80%. That's it, 30 seconds into that. Should be nice and steady now at 80. Locked into that effort. You've got 2 more minutes right here. One minute down, 90 more seconds, just like this. And then the hill's gonna get steeper. One more time, cadence is gonna come down to 70. We're gonna keep that effort at 80 to start and build it up. "60 seconds to go, just like this. Keeping your cadence at 80 RPM, 80% now. That's it. All right, in 30 seconds, hill is getting steeper for the last time. We're going to 70 RPM, 80 to 85%. Picking it up just a little bit more. That's coming up in 10 seconds here. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1, 70 RPM, 80 to 85%. Last steep pitch on this hill here. Let's go. Push through it. "45 seconds to go, right like this. And then we're hitting that false flat. As we come over the top, we're going 85% and picking that cadence up. All right, 30 seconds until we hit that false flat. Let's start picking it up just a little bit here. I want your cadence building up. 15 more seconds on the steep here. And then we're gonna find 85% at 80 to 90 RPM and attack the false flat. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Over the top of this hill here. 45 seconds to go. 85%. Get your cadence 80 to 90. Come on. 30 seconds to go. Push, push, push. All the way over the top. Come on. That's it. Stay with me here. 20 more seconds. All the way over. That's it. In 10 seconds, we are going to 60%. Coming over the top of the hill. That's it. 3, 2, 1, 60%. 100 RPM. Getting onto the downhill. You're not coming all the way off in those gears. We're finishing this piece strong. 60%, 100 RPM, 2 minutes to go. Final 90 seconds of this piece. Let's focus on your form all the way through to the end. Sitting up nice and tall with your chest open. "60 seconds to go. 60 seconds here. Stay locked in at 60%. All the way to the end. That's it. That's it. Awesome job, everyone. 30 seconds to go. 30 seconds here. Hang on to that 60% number. Last push, and then we recover. Stay with me. Ten seconds to go. All the way there. Hang on to it. Push, push, push. 3, 2, 1. Back it off. Easy. Recover. Oh, awesome job. That's a long one. All right, we're going to take 2.5 more minutes to recover, and then we are going to finish the day with a couple of quick sprints. So it's just going to be about 5 minutes of riding. We're going to hold it steady 50 to 60%, keeping the cadence pretty high, somewhere in that 95 to 105 range. And on my call, we're just going to go through accelerations about 20 seconds long, all the way to your MAP. There won't be more than 5 of them. And there may not even be 5. So we'll see what we can fit in here. I'm going to keep you guessing a little bit, but they will be short, and then that will be the end of our workout. So no more surprises. Yeah. Cadence. Yeah. And we're going to be starting with the cadence in that 95 to 105 range, so it'll be high cadence accelerations. Got just over a minute to start. All right, 45 seconds to go here. We're going to be riding at 60%, cadence in that 95 to 105 range. And on my call, we're just going to go Accelerations, bringing the cadence up. Find your MAP, be about 20 seconds long, and I'll call you down. So we're starting in 20 seconds here. You can start to find that 50 to 60%, keeping your cadence in the 95 to 105 range. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1. You're on 50 to 60%, 95 to 105 on your cadence. And here we go, pick it up, 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 let's go. All the way up, come on. Push, push, push here. That's it. 10 seconds to go. All the way, come on, push. 3, 2, 1. Back to 50 to 60%. 95 to 105. Not very nice, are they? At least they're short. All right, here we go. Second piece coming up in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go up, 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 come on. Wind up the legs here, let's go. Seconds to go, push, push, push. 3, 2, 1, 50 to 60%. All right, we've got one more acceleration coming up in 5 seconds. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, up, up, up. Last one, come on, 20 seconds of work here. All the way up, let's go. Last 10 seconds. Up, 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 all the way, push, push, push. 3, 2, 1, back it off. Awesome. All right, that is the end of our workout for the morning. So we'll stay on in a nice easy gear here, keeping your legs spinning for a few more minutes. Make sure you flush it out, especially with those accelerations on the end. You are going to be sore if you don't get a good cool down in. So I'm Annabelle. Thank you for riding with me, and I'll probably see you another time, I guess.